Good morning. I'm really excited. I have another video for you. We're trying this out and seeing how the online thing works. For those of you who don't know me, this is very new. I'm actually stepping out of my comfort zone by coming online and talking to you guys. I prefer more face-to-face. It's just easier for me. So today I want to talk to you about picking the right practitioner for you. One of the first things that you need to look at is what you're doing nutritionally. So it's easier if you work with somebody who's skilled in this and who has the education and the experience to help you learn where your body is deficient and where it needs help and help with effective detoxification. So if you don't want to work with a practitioner on that piece, then you really need to be doing some research and learning what types of foods you should be eating, what supplements does your body need, not should you be taking, because I can find books and articles on every single solitary supplement out there on why you should take it, but learning what your body truly needs, doing regular cleansing. Even if you're not sure which to start, I mean, like, we have a great cleanse protocol that is for anybody, because hey, we know that this body needs cleaned out. So let's just clean it, even though we haven't tested for it. So this is something that you're going to want to do if you're only looking for like an emotional practitioner or an energetic practitioner, because the body's still there and the body still needs love too. Now, figuring out which piece you do want to work with. So if you're really struggling with emotional issues, you need to have a practitioner that can help you address, are you dealing with current? Are you dealing with past? Really knowing what they do. So you're going to want to ask questions. With any practitioner, you want to ask questions. You want to make sure that you're dealing with somebody who understands and knows what you're going through so they can best help you. Now, that doesn't mean looking for the piece of paper on the wall, okay? The piece of paper really doesn't mean anything. It means that they went to school, but you're not knowing their clinical history, their expertise. You don't know those things. Anybody can get a piece of paper on the wall. I have a friend who has a health coach certificate that does naturopathic work and has amazing results with just a health coach certification. You would never know that if you just looked at the piece of paper. I have worked with practitioners who have had 20 years experience and no piece of paper, and yet I have had amazing results with them, because we learn through the clinical experience. We learn as we practice and as we work on it and as we work on new things. So just make sure you're asking enough questions from your practitioner. So a lot of people come in, the majority of people that come to see me have thyroid issues. So usually when a client comes in, they're like, are you familiar with this XYZ thyroid condition? And I'm like, yes, I see that a lot. And so then they feel a little more comfortable that, okay, I do deal with this and I do know. I have had clients come in who said, I have XYZ diagnosis, which I'm not a diagnosis girl, so I don't really understand diagnoses. When I hear a diagnosis, I look at the symptoms, because then it's telling me which organs are not functioning. But they'll ask me, are you familiar with this? And I'll be like, no, but give me a try. Let's try and see what your body wants. And in most cases, I'd say 99% of the cases, we're actually able to overcome the issue. And that's with most practitioners, because we don't care about the medical terms. We care about what's happening in the body. You could look for a practitioner that does all three pieces of the pyramid, right? The body, mind, spirit, all three pieces. You can find a practitioner that does that, if that's what you want to work on, is all three. Like I do emotional, I do nutritional. Those are the two aspects that I do. I don't do as much on the spiritual, because that's actually more personal to me, and that's something that I like to do just for myself. But I'll work with clients on those other two issues, but I also refer out if I think that they need help with something that I can't provide them with. So look at affordability, right? I know some practitioners charge like $4,000 for one session with them. I mean, to me, that is unbelievable. Who can afford that? Now, I know some of you are probably pretty wealthy. I, for one, am not, and I needed something when I was sick that I could afford to do. And so talk with them about the financial part of it. Learn, is this something that you can afford? Are they flexible with you? I have some clients that are senior citizens and on Social Security, and they have a fixed budget. So I try to work within that budget. So if that's something that you need, talk to the practitioner and know beforehand if this is good. Next, when you go to the practitioner, how do you feel about them? You really need to trust your intuition on this. One of the last practitioners I worked with, she was great. She's an expert in her field. She has a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, but when we connected, I just didn't feel right. I don't think she was right for me. So after the first session, I was like, thank you, but I don't think this is a good fit for you and I. And so energetically connecting with them, learn your practitioner's story, what got them where they're at, because that's going to tell you a lot about who they are and what their passion is and what their purpose is. Is their purpose more for financial, or is it in true healing? So really learning that and understanding that. And you may see them for a few sessions and then just feel like it's not right. Or you could see them for a year and just be like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm moving past this. I'm going to work on something else. I recommend that you start with nutritional because that's the biggest one. But if you feel that you need to do emotional, then go that route. If you do need energetic, go that route. If you need spiritual help, go that route. Just finding the right one. And you may have to go through some duds before you find the right one for you. Do some Google searches. See who's even in your area. When I first opened up, I didn't think there was anybody in my area. Yet I have found so many practitioners in my tiny little town. It's beautiful. It's just wonderful and amazing. Another thing you need to take into consideration, do you want remote or do you want in office? If you find a practitioner who's clear across the country that you really like, you need to make sure that that person's able to help you remotely and that you feel comfortable doing that. So picking which area you feel best in. So those are just some tips. If you're interested in working with me, I do offer remote and in-person for emotional and nutritional. If you do my Intro to Natural Health class, you do get your first 2 visits free with me, and that's kind of like our test out period to see if we're a good match for each other. So I'll go ahead and drop the link below. Feel free to sign up for the class and then schedule your first appointment. If not, and you know other people that are looking for, they're having a hard time finding the right practitioner for them, please share this video. I would appreciate it greatly. So anyway, have a beautiful day.